Top 10 gemstones with the most intricate patterns. Not all beauty shines. Some beauty is not desolate but deep, crumbling, rippling, or forlorn. Hidden deep in ancient volcanoes, at the bottom of fossilized oceans, or in the cracks of the Earth's crust are stones that reflect the light and record the story of time in patterns. Each stone is a visual maze, unrepeatable, unexpected, and impossible to fake. This is not a list of the most precious stones, but a process of exploring the 10 most intricately patterned rocks ever found on Earth. Don't forget to press and hold that like button, leave a comment, and hit subscribe before we begin. Ranked 10th, Agate, the storybook stone. Agate is one of nature's finest pattern makers. It is formed when microscopic layers of quartz-rich solution slowly line the inner walls of volcanic cavities. Over thousands, even millions of years, these bands build into intricate concentric patterns, often so tight and symmetrical they seem engineered rather than natural. But what makes agate exceptional, especially in a list of the most intricately patterned gemstones, is its visual unpredictability wrapped in geologic order. Each band contains changing mineral conditions, temperature, iron content, and pressure. The result? Patterns that ripple like topographic maps, swirl like storm systems, or layer like tree rings, sometimes all in a single slice just 2 inches wide. A high-quality Laguna agate from Mexico may show up to 200 paper-thin bands within a surface the size of a silver dollar. Meanwhile, Montana moss agate, valued at $50 to $150 per carat, adds another layer of visual complexity. Fern-like dendrites form from iron or manganese, suspended in clear or smoky quartz. Under magnification, you may find subbanding, micro-patterns nested within larger ones, creating a fractal-like illusion. Even a 1-inch slab can hold more visual complexity than many museum-quality minerals. For gem cutters, agate is both a canvas and a mystery. For collectors, it's endlessly fascinating. But for filmmakers and creators, it's a dream. Accessible, bold in color, and intensely patterned. Perfect for macro visuals and high-retention storytelling. It's not the rarest stone, and it's not the most expensive. However, regarding natural intricacy, agate is where geology becomes poetry. Ranked 9th, tiger iron, the layered power. Where earth, fire, and pressure collided over 2 billion years ago, tiger iron was born, layered like armor and patterned like a forged blade. Tiger iron mesmerizes through contrast and density. This complex composite is forged from 3 distinct minerals, tiger's eye, hematite, and red jasper, fused under intense geological heat and pressure during the Precambrian era. A pattern that defies repetition emerges. Bold, metallic ribbons of golden chatoyancy streak through deep crimson swirls and dark steel-gray bands. The visual arrangement is neither chaotic nor symmetrical. It undulates, rippling like the folds of molten metal or the layered walls of a canyon after tectonic upheaval. In certain high-grade specimens, the golden fibers of tiger's eye weave through the darker, jasper-like electric currents locked in stone, offering a dynamic interplay of light and shadow rarely seen in nature. When cut and polished, tiger iron's optical effect, known as silky luster or chatoyancy, flickers across the surface like the reflection of a firelight on hammered copper. The contrast between the fibrous gold and blood-red bands forms natural stripes or waveforms that seem almost engineered. At around 7.0 on the Mohs scale, and often weighing over 50 carats in sculptural pieces, it is prized in cabochons, carvings, knife handles, and ornamental blocks. Few gemstones exhibit such multi-mineral layering with directional flow in the context of pattern complexity. Every cut offers a new axis, a new geometry, a reminder that nature, when placed under pressure, doesn't just endure, it designs. Ranked 8th, Chrysocolla in quartz, the liquid vein. Chrysocolla in quartz presents a visual paradox. Soft, fluid patterning encased in one of Earth's hardest minerals. It forms when vibrant blue-green chrysocolla, rich in copper, seeps into cracks and voids within clear or milky quartz. Over eons, silica solutions trap these colorful rivers, sealing them beneath a durable quartz shell. The result is a stone that appears as if veins of turquoise ink were suspended in glass, caught mid-motion. The Chrysocolla deposits meander unpredictably, curling, branching, thinning, creating intricate organic patterns. These veins resemble aerial views of deltas, ocean trenches, or storm currents in cross-sections. No two patterns repeat, and no boundaries stay straight. Under light, polished quartz amplifies the depth of color and movement. Some specimens show dual translucency, where parts of the quartz remain semi-clear, allowing the blue-green rivers beneath to appear deeper, more dimensional, like looking into a tide pool. The effect intensifies with size. In stones above 20 carats, viewers often describe a sense of motion despite the stone's static form. Found primarily in regions like Arizona, Peru, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, Chrysocolla in quartz is admired not just for its aesthetic, but also for the natural tension it holds. Fluidity trapped in rigidity, delicacy protected by hardness. Rated 7 on the Mohs scale thanks to the quartz encasement. In ranking gemstones with the most intricate patterns, it earns its place for defying convention. It doesn't layer. It doesn't band. It flows silently, chaotically, beautifully, like Earth itself took a brush, dipped it in Caribbean blue, and painted it beneath the stone. Ranked 7th. Larimar, the Caribbean lightning. Carved by volcanic fire and oceanic silence, Larimar captures the fleeting geometry of tropical light, etched not in water but in stone. Its surface patterns often resemble aerial views of Caribbean lagoons, fractured by coral reefs or electrified by summer storms. These irregular lattices branch across the gem-like electrical currents, diffusing through a turquoise sky, forming no discernible symmetry yet undeniable cohesion. The contrast between the milky white channels and the saturated blues creates an illusion of depth, giving the impression of motion trapped in a solid state. While most patterned stones rely on banding or layering, Larimar's complexity lies in its chaotic fractal geometry, fanned out across a single plane, delicate yet bold. Collectors look for tight contrast in high-quality specimens exceeding 5 carats. Deep oceanic blues laced with sharp, jagged patterns. Under light, certain areas appear to glow, an optical interplay caused by internal microcrystalline structures reflecting shortwave rays. Measuring 4.5 to 5 on the Mohs scale, Larimar may not rival harder stones in durability, but its visual intricacy makes it a centerpiece in fine jewelry and gemstone collections. Prices for top-tier stones range from $20 to $80 per carat, with exceptional specimens climbing higher due to their unique pattern clarity. Larimar mimics nature in flux, sky meeting sea, energy frozen mid-strike. It is a gemstone that doesn't just reflect light, it remembers it. Ranked 6th, Kambaba Jasper, the Ancient Eye. This stone is not just a gemstone, it's a time capsule of Earth's earliest biology, and its patterns reflect that with haunting precision. Its surface is covered in orb-like eyes, rounded black or dark green circles embedded in a swirling matrix of swampy jade and mossy charcoal. These orbs vary in density and size, sometimes clustering like star fields, sometimes aligning like primitive eyes gazing outward from the stone. Unlike polished symmetry or linear banding, Kambaba's patterns are cellular, uneven, and biologically chaotic, a map of ancient life caught mid-expansion. Under magnification, these orbs often reveal internal ring structures, like growth rings within a living cell. In higher quality specimens, the contrast between the jet black centers and the soft green matrix sharpens dramatically, turning each pattern into a fossilized cross-section of life's first breath. Despite its prehistoric origin, Kambaba Jasper is elegant when shaped and polished. Cabochons above 30 carats often resemble alien planetary surfaces, matte, complex, and otherworldly. It ranks around 6.5 on the Mohs scale, making it sturdy enough for jewelry while preserving its ancient record's delicacy. Kambaba Jasper offers something no other gem can: visual traces of life older than forests, mountains, or oceans. It doesn't just display patterns. It documents life before time had a name. Ranked 5th, Pietersite, the tempest in a stone. Like a storm caught mid-roar, Pietersite is a gemstone of motion, fractured, fluid, and violently beautiful. Discovered only in Namibia and parts of China, Pietersite isn't a single mineral. It's a chaotic blend of brecciated tiger's eye, hawk's eye, and jasper, all fused by tectonic pressure and recrystallized under intense heat. This process fractures the fibrous structure of its component minerals, creating turbulent swirls of gold, blue, red, and black. A visual storm locked inside polished quartz. Pietersite thrives in disorder. Its beauty comes from its unpredictability. Each specimen is a collision of colors, streaking across the surface like wind shear in a thunderhead. These flashes don't follow symmetry or repetition. Instead, they twist and arc, mimicking lightning, rolling fog, or the spiraling eye of a hurricane. What sets Pietersite apart in terms of intricacy is its cross-fiber chatoyancy, a shimmering effect that shifts across a single direction and in multiple layers. Turn the stone under light, and gold streaks ignite like molten metal, while deep blues fracture into oil-slick rainbows. This optical phenomenon is rare, especially when combined with fractured visual depth. High-quality Pietersite can cost upwards of $30 to $80 per carat, depending on clarity and color variation. Larger cuts exceeding 40 carats often display multiple storm-like patterns within a single face, each one like a still frame from a weather satellite rendered in gemstone form. Pietersite stands out for defying structure entirely. It's not a record of life or geology. It's a snapshot of chaos, frozen and beautiful. A gemstone that doesn't follow nature's order. It embodies its wildest moments. Ranked fourth, Malachite, the hypnotic labyrinth. Malachite is copper's most visual expression. Formed in the oxidized zones of copper deposits, it develops through slow precipitation from water-rich solutions, layering over thousands of years into a dense carbonate. But what sets it apart, what earns its place among the world's most intricately patterned stones, is its surreal geometry: nested eyes, flowing waves, jagged forests, and mirrored arches, all composed of deep electric greens. Malachite is architectural. Its botryoidal formations, rounded crystal clusters, create large cross-sections where layers stack in rhythmic harmony. Some slices resemble tree trunk rings under radiation. Others suggest satellite views of alien terrain. Each pattern feels intentionally designed, yet no two cuts repeat. In high-quality material, those internal rings can number in the hundreds, curving with mathematical precision while varying in thickness by less than a millimeter. When polished, malachite takes on a velvet-like luster that enhances the contrast between light and dark zones, making the stone appear almost backlit. Cabochons over 30 millimeters wide can contain a half-dozen pattern types within a single surface: bullseyes, chevrons, stripes, waves, and zigzags. This textural and tonal complexity has made it a favorite since antiquity, from Egyptian amulets to Art Deco inlay. Malachite doesn't just decorate, it hypnotizes. It pulls the viewer inward, deeper and deeper, through concentric corridors carved not by human hands but by chemistry, copper, and time. Ranked third, Ocean Jasper, the orbicular marvel. Discovered along the remote tidal shores of Madagascar's northwest coast, Ocean Jasper is one of the rare few gemstones mined only at low tide. This alone hints at its mystique, but the visual complexity within the stone earns its place high on the list of the world's most intricate patterns. Ocean Jasper is an orbicular chalcedony formed when silica-rich fluids crystallize around radiating centers in concentric layers. These radiating orbs, called spherulites, are rarely uniform. They vary wildly in size, distribution, and coloration, creating a mosaic of dots, blooms, and nested rings that can look like cells under a microscope or galaxies scattered through nebulae. The orb patterns are layered, sometimes surrounded by green, cream, pink, gold, or brick-red halos. In higher-grade pieces, these orbs interlock without crowding, floating in translucent fields or against mossy backdrops. The complexity multiplies in slabs over 50 millimeters, where hundreds of individual orbs may appear, some outlined, some shadowed, some glowing from the stone's depth, like underwater bioluminescence. Ocean jasper often includes banded or brecciated textures, blending flowing zones with orb clusters in a visual style that seems more painted than formed. This duality of structure, smooth in one region, cellular in another, creates compositions that feel almost intentionally designed. While typically measuring 6.5 to 7 on the Mohs scale, ocean jasper isn't prized for clarity or sparkle, but for its organic, unpredictable balance of pattern and color. Ocean jasper doesn't repeat itself. Each cut and face is its own natural abstraction, proof that even deep beneath ancient volcanic shores, the Earth can create art that rivals any human hand. Ranked second, Boulder Opal, the cosmic cutaway. Boulder Opal forms in Queensland, Australia's dry ancient soils, where silica-rich water once seeped into fissures within ironstone boulders. Over millennia, that water deposited opaline silica into every fracture and crevice. The result? A gem that doesn't float in symmetry or layering, but instead erupts in painterly veins, splitting the host rock like starlight through shadow. Boulder Opal is never cut free of its matrix. The ironstone backing becomes part of the visual experience. It anchors the gem, both physically and aesthetically, providing a dark, earthy contrast that intensifies the color play above it. Fiery reds, neon greens, cobalt blues, and ultraviolet purples flash along jagged lines like celestial energy bleeding from cracked bedrock. What makes Boulder Opal exceptional among patterned gemstones is its directional irregularity. Every vein follows a different logic. Some sprawl like rivers, others arc like solar flares. In high-quality stones, these patterns can appear as windows into a dimensional space, offering both depth and movement. Certain slices even seem to mimic astronomical photography, nebulae, aurorae, or deep space light distortions rendered in gem form. Thanks to the ironstone backing, Boulder Opal is soft but stable, with a hardness between 5.5 and 6 on the Mohs scale. Prices vary widely. Smaller cabochons with vibrant color flashes can range from $30 to $100 per carat, while collector-grade pieces with large, uninterrupted color bars command several $1,000s. It's not a gemstone that reveals itself at once. It flickers, fractures, and fades like the cosmos it so eerily resembles. In the first place, Ammolite, the fossil flame, born from extinction and armored in iridescence, Ammolite is not just a gemstone. It is a cosmic ember sealed inside fossilized time. This gem is the mineralized remnant of ancient ammonite shells, prehistoric marine creatures that vanished with the dinosaurs nearly 66 million years ago. Composed of aragonite, the same material as mother of pearl, Ammolite's layered microstructure refracts light into a kaleidoscope of color. Its surface is a cracked mosaic of flame, rich crimsons, liquid golds, electric greens, cobalt blues, and in rare specimens, ultraviolet purples. Each piece appears like a section of dragon scale or alien armor, with fractured platelets that mimic the surface of a shattered planet. No patterns repeat, no symmetry reigns. Each curve and shard reflects a unique point in time, chaos fossilized into form. High-grade Ammolite can simultaneously display interference iridescence across 3 or more color spectrums, depending on the viewing angle. This effect is amplified in polished surfaces over 15 carats, where each movement of light shifts the gem's palette like a living flame. Under magnification, the surface reveals interlocking crystal lamellae, layered as thin as 1/1000th of a millimeter, each diffracting light differently. Its fragility, only 3.5 to 4.5 on the Mohs scale, requires stabilization with quartz caps or epoxy, but its market value can rival that of fine opals and sapphires. Top-tier specimens fetch over $100 per carat, and collector pieces have sold for upwards of $20,000. Among Earth's most intricate gems, Ammolite is singular. It is not just patterned by minerals, but by extinction, compression, and light itself. It is a gemstone that doesn't merely reflect beauty, but remembers cataclysm and makes it luminous. These stones are more than minerals. They are visual records of color and texture, a geological memory that no language can reproduce. Every swirl, Every cut, every vein of color is evidence that the Earth not only constructs, but also creates. Over millions of years of pressure, fire, and water, the planet has painted pictures that humans are only beginning to see. While some of the stones on this list may not be the most valuable or the rarest, they possess something no diamond has: their own identity, which is inimitable, unpredictable, and never repeated. Let us know which resonates with you in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.